this video, we are going to be doing all things Nesta. First, our girl Nesta is a vain queen and she would not settle for hair like this. So I'm gonna go get my hair cut. I'm also starting ballet up again this month. I'm so excited. So we're gonna go to a ballet class. We also can't forget her Valkyrie training. So I'm gonna see if my brother will take me to the gym and train me again, because we were doing that for a little while. It makes it so much easier to go to the gym when I'm with my brother. I want to restart my 10,000 steps challenge. I was doing it and then I got injured from a different activity that I was doing and I wasn't able to complete it, so I really want to complete it. We're gonna read some smut. I have some books lined up that might be kind of what Nesta was reading in the House of Wind. I also want to go for a hike, do some reflecting. I'm just so excited. So if that all sounds good to you, then I hope you'll follow along. Here's the before. And this is the after. Oh my gosh, it's the next day. So I did sleep on it and I've never get my hair straightened, so it's kind of weird, but she straightened it so that like she could make sure all the layers were good. And it's supposed to be color matched to my natural. I obviously don't naturally have black hair, otherwise this would look a lot better on me. It's not a dye, so it's gonna fade, and hopefully it will fade something closer to my natural color. She did color match it and she literally said, "You're a golden brown." And I don't know why it turned out this dark, but yeah, I'm just really banking on the fact that it's going to fade to a nice color. And if it doesn't fade to a nice color, I'm going to go back and be like, can you fix it? It's a bit of an adjustment. It's a bit of a shock, I know. I'm going to try to do some sort of like braided crown thing that like Nesta has, but I'm gonna go to the gym to start my 10,000 steps challenge. I'm wearing all black, like a Valkyrie. I don't have a lot of black. This is like all the black I have pretty much. We're gonna power through. Okay, I just got back from the gym. I did half an hour, which was 80 flights of stairs, I think like 1,200 steps. So literally like a tenth of what I need to do, and it took me half an hour. And oh my gosh, my legs are like jello. But my plan was today just to like get my toes in the water. You would have thought I was filming a living like Farah vlog, because I had the two dogs with me, just the two farm dogs, but there's another dog on this property that's a husky, and I heard rustling in the woods and I turned around and she just comes charging at me, and for a second I swore it was like a wolf, like I couldn't recognize her right away. You just like see this animal charging right at you, like oh my gosh, it's just Saba. But oh my gosh, I haven't had that big of an adrenaline rush in a long time. Oh my gosh. We made it up the mountain a little ways. This is the wolf in question. She's tiny, I know, but she's intimidating. She's a husky. She's a strong girl, aren't you? Oh my gosh. Okay, Saba, hi. Yes, I love you. I love you, Saba. You guys might call this a reach, but I believe, based off what Nesta was reading in the House of Wind, that she would ship Hermione. And so, therefore, I'm allowed to read Hermione in this vlog. I was reading Secrets and Masks, and I DNF'd it because it was terrible. Like, I'm sorry, I know people are obsessed with it, but I didn't like how it was written. I really disagreed with the choices that the characters were making. It didn't feel true to who they were, and there were a lot of things I liked about it, but there was just too many things that I didn't like, and it just got really weird for me. And so I didn't finish it, but I started The Eagle's Nest, and I'm really liking it. It's 8th year, we're back at Hogwarts, so it's back to school. It feels very nostalgic but new, and I think that Nesta would definitely like this one. It's been just very cute so far, but I know that there might be some more stuff to come, and yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I hope that I can finish this one. I hate not finishing books. It is like my biggest pet peeve when I can't do it, but I'm also like, life is short. You can't waste your time on bad books, so, or badly written fanfic in this case. So that's that. I've just been rereading a couple little things. I feel like I have a lot of thoughts about Nesta. I made some tea, so let's have some tea and talk about it. First of all, I want to come out saying that Feyre is my girl. She's my high lady, and I will defend her to the end of my days. I am very loyal to her, I would say. That being said, being loyal to Feyre, it means that I am more willing to seek for understanding in Nesta and Elaine's treatment of her. I think these three sisters present a very poignant case for how growing up in the same household with the same parents, you can have very different experiences and very different treatments as children, and therefore grow up with very different ways of thinking, different trauma responses, different understandings of the world, and different purposes as well. And for Nesta, who was sort of seen as the prized possession of the family, she had taken on older sister duties because of the way her mother raised her. She was raised to believe that she had to be perfect and pretty and presentable to seduce a wealthy man, secure money for the family, and that was how she was meant to save the family. That's very important. So for her, self-image and beauty and things like wanting to buy boots from the market is her way of trying to save the family. So she needs to always look presentable so that she can marry and therefore save the family. So I think that point alone debunks the idea that she was being selfish in wanting the boots with Feyre's money at the market. I also think that the discourse around Nesta, Elaine, and Feyre is super interesting and honestly quite upsetting, because it just shows how far we have to come as a society still, because society doesn't accept responses other than quiet resignation. So Feyre was willing to put up with these circumstances. She became more independent and found solutions herself outside of the family. So Nesta, as we see very clearly, is a fighter. She pushes back and she doesn't just accept things, and she is very loud about her opinions and her feelings in a way that Feyre is not, and Elaine is not either. And that is deemed as unacceptable. I will say she does definitely mistreat her sisters and people in her life, including Cassian, quite often, but it makes me so sad that people just judge her for that and then are like, okay, end of the story. After reading this massive book, almost 800 words of explanation, I will say I wish we got more backstory. I think that could have been very beneficial. I will say I also wish she verbally apologized to her sisters. As a counter argument to that, I do believe that there's something beautiful in sibling relationships where you don't really even have to say you're sorry, and then there's this beautiful unspoken understanding that you know you were wrong. Coming to Feyre's aid in a moment of need and saving her and her baby's life was her way of trying to make up for everything. I don't think people understand how terrible you have to feel about yourself to behave the way Nesta was behaving in this book. And it just breaks my heart, because I know that she felt like she didn't have anything else to offer and that she had failed her family. She even says at the end that she didn't believe she deserved her father's love and his action of saving her. You don't have to feel like you have to deserve or earn your parents' love, but that's how she felt. She truly just didn't believe that she deserved love or could ever deserve love, and she didn't feel like there was anything she could do to redeem herself because she had no value outside of her looks. And so that's a really tough spot to be in, and I just wish people had more empathy and sympathy for her. Obviously, like, I haven't done a close reading on this. This is massive, that's a lot, but those are just like sort of my overall thoughts on the series. I will say, on another note, it does kind of make me sad that she's formed this sisterhood with the Valkyries that she didn't have with her sisters. And on one hand, I do believe that like your friends can be your family, and I love the found family. I believe in like finding a place for yourself in this world, and sometimes that's not with your given circumstances. But Feyre and Elaine are actually fantastic sisters, and so I just really hope there's some more rekindling of their sisterhood as well in the next book. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I don't know, let me know what your opinions are. I might have missed something, I might have oversimplified things, but just like in a nutshell, that's how I feel. The point of reading books is to step outside of yourself and try to understand different perspectives, different people, different ways of thinking and operating, and just try to be open-minded. I think it's really sad that when people read that and they're just so judgmental of her. Like, the girl's been through it. What I also wanted to do with this series was pick a tea for each character that I am trying to live like for the week. And so for Nesta today, I picked a really spicy chai because we know our girl is spicy as heck. And it's a black tea. It's really strong, caffeinated, all the things. So I definitely think if Nesta was a tea, she would be a spicy chai. Also, just wanted to add, I don't condone Nesta's behavior or treatment towards others, but I do understand where it's coming from, and I think each sister has their own healing to do and recovery to do, and we should just be a little bit more understanding of that. That's all. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope to see you in a vlog soon.